hard.
Fight on!
Fortnite 2025. We'll see you over there.
Stop me too.
But here we go, everybody. We finally have gameplay going in. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going up. So, already a Pathfinder being selected for quad from Franklin Expo.
We're seeing a couple lifelines. Catalyst really important, and as I was saying, having those controller legends on your team is going to be really important. We're seeing a lot of Ashes. Ash still very good. We're seeing
honestly, Lifeline is something that I haven't seen in a while. Crypto, sadly for Mavs, he won't be able to go ahead and see that. But looking overhead and see what we've got over here. But yeah, honestly, Lifeline is someone that I haven't really been seeing a lot. Like, you know, from the Octane Collegiate series, everything I've been seeing is kind of like almost the same comp almost every time. You know, just pretty basic shenanigans. But right now, what I'm seeing is a whole lot more variety now.
No, most definitely. I mean, I think these are players, the players that are inside the venue right now, they tend to go against the grain. They probably have their own ideas, and I think the coaches are actually bringing a lot of different ideas to the table. We're going to see some teams landing in over at Echo HQ, some teams that are going to extend over towards Coastal Camp. We got Launchpad, we got Pylon, and these POIs are just slowly going to be populated. I'm particularly really concerned for the teams that are landing over in Zeus Station and also Lightning Rod, because for some of these POIs that are on the high ground, it's a little bit difficult to extend towards.
Me happy, and I definitely love to see it.
Right. And as we're going to see teams landing in their POI, looting through their POI, we're also going to see people extending towards the Evo Harvester. So pretty much the way the shield system in this game works is that you have something called Evo points, short for evolution, which will slowly evolve your shields as the game progresses to get 25 HP increments to your shield health.
Yeah, and as we see, the last team, I didn't quite catch their names, but they did level up over to that third Evo shield. So we're going to have blue shields. And, you know, back then, the way Apex used to work is there were red shields where you could just, you know, you can just get red shields and I think also level up to those red shields. Yeah. I think that's actually how you got them.
That's true, but they've changed that recently. So basically, Reezy, what's happening is that they removed red shields from the base sort of progression for the shields, and they turned it into the red helmet, which you can only get into the second half of the game through care packages or even the mythic bin, and that is immediately going to level up your shields to red, which is going to be an effective increase of 125 HP.
I mean, speaking about, oh wait, hold on, it looks like we do have a little bit of fight going on here. Doesn't really, it looks like, I didn't quite catch it, but Roughneck Black Blue are going to go ahead and get a little cat. Oh, there's the Bloodhound! Oh my days!
That is incredible. Okay, Reezy, you got what you wanted.
Drezilla is officially my goal, but there's a nice shot coming in over from the 30, 55 damage. It's going to probably crack the shield. Going to miss a couple of little shots, but yeah, Air Demolition is just going to have to pop a shield cell now, but yeah, theirs look like it's just a little bit of chip damage. You know, they're going to go in. I think Ashtack actually hit that box, so it's not really going to be able to get much.
Most definitely. There's going to be a little bit of an awkward confrontation because, as I was saying earlier, this is one of those teams, these two teams are the teams that were on elevation. So they probably weren't able to extend all the way to their proper POIs because they simply didn't have the juice from the dropship to extend. And we're going to see, I believe, Gnome's mower is running up and trying to take this fight. This Loba is going to get caught on the second floor, and now it's currently a 3v2.
Yeah, Gnome's mowers are going to go ahead and get immediately a rush. There's that little bit of electrical field to go ahead and stop it. Below, Raimi Reaper is going to go ahead and go down. Here's a 1v1. He goes down. Mr. Strawberry is taken out, and he's going to go ahead and finish off by Air Demolition. Air Demolition is going to go ahead right back into the base and see if maybe he can go and find anyone else. There's that little portal coming in. Not really going to be able to find anyone now. Yeah, anybody else, but Air Demolition definitely does have his sights onto someone as he go ahead and gets the final kill onto Drezilla to the blind, but there's enough fight going on here on the top side. Lil Raimi Reaper is going to get taken down as well.
Well, that's going to be elimination for Roughnecks Blue. Not a great start to this.
Something that we also talked about a little bit as well. I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff around here, but we talked about how, like, you know, we're going to be seeing probably a decent chunk more of support because of those fast resets that you can be able to get. I mean, we saw this rank of that happening. It does look like there is another fight happening here. Another Gnomes Dart. 2 members are down, and there's that banner coming out.
Really difficult situation here. But one thing that I also saw when we were looking at that map view is that there's almost no teams that are inside of zone. And that's kind of what I was telling you, is that all these teams are taking these edge side POIs, that no one is playing zone. And when no one else plays zone, it is actually insanely easy to convert these matches into really high placement.
Yeah, Gnome's Dart finding himself in a little bit of a tough spot. Mr. Tiger Fox is going to go ahead and get spotted out, is going to try and run, but you can't really go anywhere. There's that rocket man. He's just going to get melted, taken out from behind. Gnome Darts are eliminated.
And Yeti Snow Wolves smelling blood in the water in an almost literal sense. They're going to be, you know, driving by in the Trident, maybe looking for an engagement, maybe looking to just rotate, and that would actually be the more safer option. Now we also see the Lifeline ult going down, and the characteristic with Lifeline's ult is that any healing item that is used inside of that Halo will be able to be popped 2 times faster.
Oh, yeah, and already here we got a little fight going on. The Spitfire is going to go ahead and get a decent chunk of damage, but with that Watson ult right there, it's just going to make things rough for them to be able to go in and get any engage. So they are going to have to stay true to their name and try to see if they can do a stealth play, but instead, they get reversed. That's from behind. Doodles goes in and starts this fight, getting a first goal to one more push, and there's that Lifeline going in. Is going to get knocked out, though, and he tries to switch over to P2020, get the double kill, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get anything. Sheila, not enough, and Silver Stealth are gone.
And that's the difficult part. That's what Watson is doing. That buff that she's able to now electrify doors. It is insanely difficult to enter any building where Watson is, because the moment you interact with that door, you're going to get stunned, you're going to take damage, and people will capitalize on that. And as you saw, they were so distracted with the fences, they didn't notice someone climbing on the roof.
That's a bar right there, yeah. Is gonna unfortunately bleed out. So he's gonna have to maybe see if he can try and get his teammates back. I mean, you are the kill leader, but then again, when your teammates are gone, you kind of need that backup. This is a team game at the end of the day. But already here's that Sheila is gonna go ahead and spot someone. Is he gonna be able to go ahead and get it? Yeah, just a little finish up onto Friezo.
And this is that int fest we were kind of anticipating, right? We knew teams were going to go for kills. We knew teams weren't going to necessarily play zone. But there's actually a lot of playable spots here that are going to be possible for the teams that are looking to make their way into zone. We're going to see the Sentinel that's not quite charged just yet. I would recommend it. You know, you get an extra 18 points of damage, which in the long run is a lot. That's a whole shield cell of damage. And Nightshades is pretty much just going to try to protect and hold their side of Echo HQ so that the other team that they're sharing the POI with doesn't get away with anything. And that's going to be Cougars that we were also just seeing in Pylon that was able to make their way into zone.
Yeah, Nightshade's just going to go ahead and hold this area. I mean, they do spot out Moth. They're just going to try and make sure that they can't really go in here. And it's unfortunate for them because they are going to have to pull in and try and get it. Now, it does look like Air Demolition is go ahead and get taken out by the ring. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get that good advantage. And if, they are just going to go ahead and get beamed from the side. A little bit of a TP trying to come in, but they're going to find themselves in a little bit of a bad spot. They're going to go ahead and bunker inside that storage bin.
It's going to be very unfortunate for the Mowers here, as they're going to be losing their Ashe, losing their rotational ability, and we're also going to see Yeti Snow Wolves that is going to be on the Oppressive. But of course, that's the Newcastle. But Newcastle v Newcastle, one wall on top of the other, it gets rid of the other one. That is a really unfortunate matchup right there.
Yeah, these Snow Wolves unfortunately find himself in a really bad spot, and Jake is nice. You know, he's just being a nice guy. He's just hunkering down up in the bottom, not really gonna be able to do much. But yeah, when you find yourself in a tough spot like that, and your teammate goes down like immediately, it's gonna be you kind of gotta pull up with a 1v3, you know, because they're just gonna immediately all go in. I mean, when they realize that your teammates are down, when they realize that you don't have enough shield, when they realize that you're low on ammo or literally anything, they just go in and invade it. Just Velociraptor tactic, I like to call it. One from the left, one from the right, and one from the front. There's not really much that you are going to be able to do in that situation.
Most definitely. We're also going to notice that there are going to be a lot of incomplete squads. 6 times 3 is 18, but there's 5 people missing from the game because we only have 13 people alive. So with these incomplete squads, there's only going to be a handful of possibilities here unless one of these solos or duos are able to capitalize on a moment here. And as we're going to see Cougars running up on Nightshades, they're going to get aggressive.
Nightshades looking in, trying to find an engage. They are going to go ahead and stop them because they have to push over towards their side now. So they are in a little bit of an advantage. And there's that Sheila coming up, is going to go ahead and maybe get a little bit of reverse damage. Spotting out, there's that crack onto the shield. Sheila going to go ahead and maybe try and get a kill. Does get a knock onto Junkers, but there's that devotion. Now we were talking a little bit earlier. It's going to go ahead and get the crack on the shield, but unfortunately not going to be able to do anything. Newcastle passive is going to go ahead and maybe see if he can get that little res, but Reload's going to come in, and there's a shield difference. It's just not going to be enough for you, and they are going to go down one by one. They have to play this carefully if they want to still stick inside this game. There's that Ashe, shield is cracked, but has to reload.
Unfortunate TP. Rax wasn't quite able to get that distance that he was looking for, and Nightshades is going to be eliminated, and they were arguably in one of the better spots on this side of zone.
Just lasered by Spiffer.
Notice, Reezy, that Conduit's ult from Jake is Nice actually ended up ruining Chubb's plans of being able to to dash into zone. That conduit ult is still on the floor, and Chubb or Spiffer were unfortunately not able to quite get away there. As we're going to see 3 zones, 3 complete squads, all on opposite sides of the zone.
Yeah, 3 squads are left. We are getting closer and closer. Now they are going to spot each other. No mowers are going to go ahead and take a little bit of damage early on. They are up in a low ground, so it's going to make things kind of hard for them to be able to go and get up to basically the high ground. You know, when you got that high ground advantage, it's going to make things so much easier for you. So they are going to be going in a little bit of a D-Day situation by the looks of it. Does look like Franklin EXO are going to go ahead and take the aggressive approach and go ahead and just, yeah, they're just going to be completely aggressive and push up here and take them out.
Franklin EXO currently with 10 KP. They're looking to move up on Doodles and Demolition here. They have the triple take, and they're able to get a lot of damage out. And if Franklin EXO is able to make an opening here, they might very well be taking that spot.
Yeah, it looks like they do have a little bit of a triangle formation up here now. That the shield is going to go ahead and crack. But yeah, Franklin EXO, they're looking for an angle to see where they can go and engage it. I mean, the high ground is being basically covered over here by the team that's on the right, and here the ring is going to go ahead and close, and it's going to be fairly small, and by the looks of it, not really in a good spot. Like, the circle already is small, and with all of that area covered there, it's going to make things so much harder for you. Now Quad is going to go ahead and look for the gains. There is that zip line going in. I think he's just going to go ahead and take it.
Optimal position here for this final zone is actually going to be playing that area where the where the gravity cannon is, and as we're going to see Cougars moving up on the left side. I think they're starting to identify that.
Yeah, already gonna go ahead and gun down. Ogdoodle's gonna go ahead and lose all his shield, and Demolition goes down. It is gonna be all up to this Watson to maybe trying to get anything going on. And there's Quad with the knock onto Doodles, and is probably gonna go ahead and get some more from it. I mean, just falling down one by one. You're just putting yourself in a really tough spot. Quad gonna go ahead and finish off Doodles, who becomes the current and new kill leader with 5 kills.
Now we are going to see one of these characters here roaming around the right side trying to look for an opening, but there's actually still a solo on that other team that was on the left side. As to where he's at, not too sure quite yet, but Quad here with the triple take is actually going to be able to open up with a lot of damage. And notice that shield differential. Mowers gets downed, and now it's going to be a 3v3 between Franklin EXO and the Cougars.
There is 2 squads left. Yeah, this is going to be it. Now, Franklin EXO does have the high ground advantage, so they have to try and find out what to do. They are losing shields little by little. They're hiding behind his gravity cannon, but the ring is about to close. They have to think about what the move is going to have to be. Now, there's no shots coming in. They are going to try and run to new cover, but unfortunately, this is going to take so much. They don't have the shield advantage compared to Franklin EXO, and they can just easily go ahead, push this, and just take him out.
Now, definitely, we have 2 bunker characters. You have Newcastle and Rampart, but it's going to be really important that you put down those walls. You put down the Newcastle wall if you have it, but we're also going to be seeing Sky Nades coming out, and if that Sky Nades connects, oof, it's going to be a difficult situation.
They have to hide behind this rock. They have to see what they can possibly do. The sniper shots are going to be coming in, but here's that ult accelerator coming out onto Sparrow. This is the Sparrow that we were talking about.
And notice what I was saying. These Cougars are actually able to play for a little bit more of a hybrid zone play style, and were able to make their way into zone. Now we're going to be seeing this 3v3 face-off as final ring is going to be closing. And for the next 2 minutes, these 2 teams are going to try to find whatever opening that they possibly can. Sparrow throws out the Stinger Bolt, but doesn't quite connect. And now we're currently waiting for cooldowns to come out.
It does look like they are going to go ahead and try to use the Velociraptor attack to go in, and here it is. Here is that last fight going in. Quad starts it up, being taken down by Mob. That Sheila is just going to be headed to melt him out. He go ahead, but here's that Newcastle. Here's that passive going to go ahead and revive him. Striker does get that kill onto Spiffer, though. This could be it. This is the 1v1, and Cougars are the champions.
Quad overextended. He overextended. He had too much faith in that triple take, and I think that was actually his downfall. You play the movement character, Franklin EXO with 13 eliminations, Mowers in 3rd with 6, Franklin Phoenix in 4th with 5, Arctic Mermaids in 5th with 2, then you have Nightshades, Ice Giants, Snow Wolves, Roughnecks, Gold Stealth, and then all the other teams below that.
You know, we were seeing, you know, a couple of, you know, a little bit of branding coming from these teams, you know, which is, I think I really like to see, you know. I mean, gnomes, they have like gnome hats, you know, and I think a team like frogs, they have like frog hats.
Okay.
You know, I think that's cool. You know, I want a gnome hat or a frog hat.
If there are any gnomes out there that, you know, have any spare gnome hats, which is probably just a Santa hat with the ball ripped off of it, I would assume. But, I mean, if you catch us around, we'll definitely take a picture. At the very least.
New Full Soul trend has just dropped. Gnome hats.
Gnome hats?
Yeah, you see everyone walking around with a gnome hat.
Is that our new trend, gnomes?
Yeah.
Gnoming? We're gonna call it. It's kind of like planking.
Yeah, gnoming.
Gnoming is so. What do you do in gnoming?
You just put on a gnome hat.
And like stand in someone's grass.
yeah, you know what that is. See, John over here, he cooks up some banger ideas, you know. I mean, can't do anything without him. This guy he's got them ideas cooking up. I mean, who else can think of, like, you know, you put on a gnome hat and then you just stand in someone's grass.
Visionary idea.
There we go. Now it's going to start game 2.
Gameplay, let's get into it. Now, Quad already going to start off with getting that Pathfinder once again. So I don't think there's going to be that many switches coming from Franklin Exo.
Still seeing those ramparts, which I really wasn't expecting. We're obviously getting our ashes, getting our lifelines. A couple more lifelines than I honestly expected to see. And of course, that last pick that we weren't able to quite identify. We got this beautiful view over Spaceport, and we are now loading into the game.
Yeah, it did seem like, you know, majority of the teams do have kind of that same comp that they were running up last game. So not really any changes. And I gotta say, this music is kind of heat.
Apex Legends has always had a really good score.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I mean, that when I get first release, that main theme, bro, that I had that on the playlist.
Now, we are seeing the jump ship go straight through the middle of the map, and this is going to be a little bit of a difficult drop for the teams that are going to find themselves in the northwest Spaceport and also Dry Gulch. Might be a little bit too far, and they might potentially get into a confrontation earlier than they expected.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be rough for these players, you know, but you know, I think they can figure something out, but yeah, it's kind of like that little bit of a disadvantage, because I mean, we see over there on the top right already, they're already looting up and everything, but on the top left, I mean, they're still trying to make their way over there. So that little bit is going to be a bit rough, but they can still come back from this. You know, Franklin Exo already going to start looting up that arsenal. I think it was a light ammo one. EJ Deadrat are going to go ahead and use that finisher up onto him. And unfortunately, now there is still an opportunity for him to maybe go and get that res on Friezo. I mean, he is still knocked, but he can find himself a pretty decent spot. It is going to be risky, but it could be one that's well worth.
Now, we're not seeing as much of that aggression as we were seeing from previous matches. I think teams are kind of waking up to the fact that there's a lot of open spaces into these final rings, and there's actually the possibility to convert these games. Gnome Darts wanting to get away, simply just trying to look for their own spot in ring, and taking that accelerated zip rail is actually a very advantageous spot on that hill. Look at Moth drop in like a hero, doing that hero pose, landing on top of the bin, and shooting the Wattson in the back. They completely forget about the respawn beacon that was going off, and Rampart was able to turn that fight around really as round 2 is closing.
Franklin Exo once again doing very well kill-wise. I mean, being able to take out these teams left and right are definitely
that we are not able to find out. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise. Yeti Ice Giants respawning Yoking, and they're going to be making their way into zone here. But of course, with these edge teams, you're going to be really careful here, as round 3 is going to hurt a lot more than those previous 2 rounds.
Yeah, Gnome Darts does spot out someone off onto all the way to the backside of the edge of the ring. He's going to use that ash portal to maybe see go and take him out, but here's that team hunker down, and once again gonna get an advantage and a sneak attack onto DR is gonna go ahead and knock him out, and already it's gonna be rough for him. He's gonna go ahead and get rezzed pretty quickly though.
Now look at that reset ability that Conduit has. Igneous was able to get caught out by the Rampart in a really tough spot. Conduit is able to come in and pretty much be the hero, play the hero role, and giving that regen off of Revive. Seems like both teams are going to disengage, and the Nightshades will live for yet another day.
Yeah, Lifeline was taken out, but you know what? If your Lifeline gets taken out, things are going to be a little bit rough. But here's that Lobo Bracelet going to go get a little bit of movement speed as Drezilla once again going to get taken out. Now here are the Refnex Blue. They are going to get a little bit shot from the high ground. Mr. Strawberry almost finding himself in a really tough spot. He does have now Air Demolition does have that shield advantage. They're just going to be, yeah, he's just going to go ahead and heal up on the back. But here's another fight going on. Gnome Darts are engaged onto, yeah, it looks like they are going to go ahead and back up. Flooper Kid is going to probably get taken out here. Yeah, that last shot coming in is just a very unfortunate spot to be. Look at him. He's trying to crawl away, but he can't. And that was Moth. That was Moth and Flooper Kid.
That's going to be 2 people from Cougar's Gold. They had tried to get that reset, and once again, Golden Striker is going to be the solo on that team. It's going to be increasingly difficult to get that reset as the zone is closing, and there doesn't seem to be many replicators still on the map.
It is just rough spots coming out. Like, as the zone is now getting closer and closer, 10 squads, 23 players are left, and just you know, as closer it gets, I mean, there's Kraber here, and already the Nook Fire is going to go ahead. I think that was an EMP being bursted out from Crypto. Things are just not looking too good right now.
Doesn't really matter though, as they're able to get that reset. Maybe Golden Striker was trying to get that respawn beacon. Franklin Exo looking at that with a Kraber. Golden Striker is going to want to be very, very careful, but seems that he was caught out, and Cougars, our winners of last match, are going to be eliminated.
Yeah, here's that ultimate accelerator being used by the Newcastle, and Franklin Exo just going to be in a pretty good bunkered up spot. Now they do want that. They do want that Newcastle ultimate. They do want that little bit extra bit of cover, as of course this isn't really that good of a spot to be in. I mean, look at all that damage already coming from Spiffer, and immediately dropping in a whole ton of shield batteries, because I mean, all that damage being dished out so fast, you're just in a really bad spot.
Franklin Exo definitely the target of everyone's eye, the apple of everyone's eye, and if Franklin Exo is able to get out of this, I'm going to be surprised. They're on top of the roof, everyone has line of sight on them, and it's going to be a little bit of a difficult situation. That's kind of what happens when you get hungry for KP. You put yourself in precarious spots, and Franklin Exo, once again, still taking so much damage as the Newcastle wall is now mostly broken apart.
I mean, they're just in the area that they are. They're standing on top of a building. They're standing on top of a white building. They're practically screaming, hey, I'm here. Shoot me. I want you to shoot me. They're not in a good spot now. Of course, they had the Newcastle up and everything, but it's not going to be worth. Gnome Dark's going to go ahead and start up disengage onto Franklin Evil. Now, there it is. They are going to go ahead and push in DRR with that red shot. It's going to go ahead and get in. Look at that P2020 doing a whole lot of damage, but he is going to get knocked down by P2020 of their own. Pokey going to get that last kill onto Scribbles, and he's going to go ahead and pop a shield bat. Now, things is just kind of just going up slow one by one. Now, Franklin Expo are going ahead and try and destroy those pylons, but look at that, coming in from above.
Look at that awareness, though, being able to destroy that crypto drone right above them. They definitely don't want to give anyone any sort of opportunity, and Franklin Exo was actually able to make it off of that high ground. Seems that most people have deviated their attention away from Franklin Exo, and they're really just focusing on making it into next zone. Currently, 6 squads left with 17 players alive as we're going into Ring 5 close in 40 seconds.
Oh, yeah, Franklin Expo going from a bad spot to a really good spot. They do have the advantage now. Kraber shot is going to go ahead and miss. That definitely was a really close one, but it looks like Quad, once again, is maybe going to go and try and get a push, maybe try and get a flank on the right. It's spotted out by Mr. Tiger Fox, but I mean, he's going to be able to just dish out a lot of damage. Shield is broken onto the ice, and he's going to go ahead and use this to push in the R99 Cold. It's going to hit fire and going to get the first kill, maybe. No, he has to reload. Yes, he does. Okay, definitely a close one. Oh my days.
That could have been pretty bad for Quad, but of course you have your Newcastle there to compensate for any mistakes that may happen. We're going to see Silver Stealth here, over here on the balcony, and Pokeminimi gets the knock onto Easton with the Kraber, and 2 headshots back to back.
Can he make it 3? I mean, this is just Silver Stealth was playing really ratty. You know, they were going in slow but steadily. You know, they still have blue evils compared to Franklin Exo, and they're just going ahead and take this quad. Gonna get that first kill into Walmart Fish, and Tenon Shark is just unfortunately not gonna be able to do much there, as well as Quad is now the kill leader. Now they are gonna have placement and kills. They're in a really good spot, but they are getting ambushed on from the front, from the back, and from the left. Velociraptor pack going up against them. Shields are being cracked. Mr. Strawberry and Rackets. Don't know how to pronounce that name, but they're just, Franklin Exo taking a lot of damage from all sides.
Franklin Exo had every single opportunity to get that, to die right there, get team wiped, but the lifeline is actually able to get the heal, the revive onto Loba, which didn't really pan out, and Franklin Exo just holding on to dear life. Quad at 1 HP. They're barely making the best of this situation, and we're now going to see Mowers going down in 4th place. Nightshades looking down at Franklin Exo.
Just Franklin Exo are doing an excellent job of finding this cover, finding these opportunities to go ahead and regain those shields and help that they're missing. I mean, both teams, you know, they don't want to risk going in, jumping Franklin Exo and getting third party. Like, it is just, like, they kind of need to have an unofficial alliance to try and take him down. And already, it looks like that is, I mean, he looks over, but they want to take Franklin Exo down. Does get the knock onto Quad, so that's going to be 1 player down coming in from Franklin Exo. And Nightshades might go ahead and take this push. I mean, they have every util available. They have every opportunity to, so it could be a little bit more risky play to make. But we're just going to go ahead and see what happens. I mean, there's an Ash tag being popped out.
And once again, Franklin Exo somehow making the best of a really bad situation. 104 out of the bow check, and ooh, my goodness, is that Spiffer that I'm seeing who's just taking damage, shot after shot after shot. Franklin Exo is going to be in a really bad spot here as they're in direct line of sight of Junkers.
Yeah, unfortunately, they can't really move out. This is a horrible spot for them to be. Quad is going to have to go and leave his teammates behind because, I mean, where else can you go? This is a horrible spot even to be. There's that Sentinel shot going to be hit out. It's not going to miss, but the Sheila is going to put them in a really tough spot, and there is Spitfire. Spitfire goes down. Newcastle has no shields, and he's going to get taken out by the Sentinel. Barely is going to get taken out. He's just hiding behind, but that shield's going ahead and burst it down, and Pokey is now gone. Quad, the last remaining member of Franklin EXO, gonna pop a med kit.
That's going to be all of EXO's chances taken away here. The moment the Newcastle actually went down, but actually Pathfinder is going to be trying to get the reset here. The moment the Newcastle was in play, there was always the opportunity for EXO to get back up.
Yeah, it does seem like Newcastle was able to cross way back, but immediately gonna get flanked on over here by Roughnecks Blue. Now Quad is playing a little bit aggressive here. They're in a bad spot. You can't go anywhere. You are stuck in the low ground. Everyone's in the high ground, and you go outside ring?
Yeah, you do. And Roughnecks Blue is unfortunately going to get eliminated. And right now it's going to be a 2v3 between Pokeminami and the team that's on the height. Quad goes down by Gaka Balakas.
Pokemini, the last remaining survivor, is going to go ahead and maybe get a knock onto Junkers, but Gaka is right behind them, and there it is! Nightshades win game 2.
Well done, Nightshades.
Definitely was a really close one. Franklin EXO just pulling up every bone out of their bodies right now. There was just, they couldn't go anywhere at all.
That was so incredibly difficult, but so incredibly well done by EXO. Having, I don't know how many resets there, probably upwards of 7 or 8 with the amount of revives the Newcastle got off. Incredible value that EXO are getting out of Newcastle, just resetting all of their mistakes, pretty much erasing any of their errors. Really well done. But, well, especially the Nightshades. Nightshades absolutely deserve that. They played that high ground. As I told you, they took that energized zip rail really early on. They got onto that hill, and it was a perfect position for end zone.
Yeah, just having a high ground compared to Franklin EXO, just being stuck in that little area where there was barely any cover at all. I mean, all you had was the Newcastles, and even then, we saw how fast the Sheila was taken. I mean, I guess we see now why they went Rampart. I mean, it worked out in the end. I mean, they go Newcastle, you can just absolutely melt through it, and just the fact that Franklin EXO, they kept going everywhere. They kept getting shot from literally everywhere, like Velociraptor tactics, every single part of the area. I mean, just like I said, from the front, from the left, from the right, like it was just such a tough spot to be in, and yet they still got second place.
Now let's see some of that action from last game on the replay.
I gotta see some of this because like this is insane. I mean, look at this first fight from Cougars A happening. Getting that knock onto Absolute Gamer. I
mean, you saw the damage that came out of Moth. He was able to get the knock onto the Watson, and suddenly what was a 2v2 became a flipped battle. Yeti Ice Giants that were trying to play zone, flanking EXO that was able to take out Cougars the first time, and I think this is really the moment when all of the dominoes fell for Cougars in that game 2 of today's series.
Yeah, it made it rough, and Franklin EXO going in for that finish on them too. I mean, you know that was definitely personal. And here's that kind of, not final, but kind of, here's that final fight coming in where Nightshades was able to get that last kill onto him. And just look at the champions right there. Just gonna be another heartbreaking defeat for Franklin EXO. I mean, this is another second place, but like then again, they still have the kills to kind of make up for it.
I mean, they're in first place. They're doing really well. They're at the top of the leaderboard, but I mean, there's nothing rewarding like saying that you are the top champion screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I guess in a way it kind of has to feel cheap, but I mean, look at that, 17 Elans?
And when you take into account those 9 points you get from placement, that's going to be 26 points added to Franklin EXO's total.
Yeah, they're going to shoot up all the way. And with Cougars being eliminated so early on and not having even close to that many kills.
Look at that. Oh my God, they're getting interviewed.
So honestly, we see a gnome hype. Yeah, look at that. You see that hype right there? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, Snakey, I see you. Okay, Tokyo Sushi. You
Dr. K.
I'm fairly certain those guys are not playing Apex, and they're probably playing a different game. But I like the energy, guys. I love the energy. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard right now. What we got, and Franklin EXO still #1.
I mean, unsurprisingly, they definitely have lots of points across all of their games in the series. But Cabarrus Cougars still able to hold on to their second place. As to how much of a grasp they still have on that second place, I don't know. But we, at the very least, are going to want to expect a optimal or higher than optimal performance out of the Cougars in case any of those teams right below Cougars pull something magical in this last game.
Yeah, and you know, it's insane because Franklin EXO, you know, they got 17 kills last game. That's a lot of points.
Our Gnomes Nightshades actually shooting up in the leaderboard. Those 12 points that they got from that W there was actually enough to put them into that top 8 contention, and really, really well done.
Okay, there we go. Let's go.
Sweet.
Friezo, he's back.
First pick. Spiffer on the Sparrow, of course. We're seeing our Lifelines. We're seeing a couple of Watsons. Of course, the Ashes on that second pick. What are we seeing?
It does look like pretty, honestly, almost the same thing that we've been seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think people don't want to change up the formula. They definitely don't want to stray away from what they know here. And, you know, I actually did maybe notice a higher percentage of Lifelines in this lobby, thinking people are just wanting to play for the reset there. So maybe we'll see if it works out. If it doesn't, it's going to be difficult because Lifeline is really, really a full commitment legend.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Lifeline, of course, like you were talking about, having these resets in these games are just almost optimal. I mean, we saw last game with Franklin EXO, you know, being able to get all of those resets just proved to be so incredibly valuable. And so it's just like, I'm just really curious to see how this game goes. And Robot Destroyers, I think, are going to be landing first. And it looks like, unfortunately, for Yoking and Yoking's team, or even Mr. Tiger Fox, I mean, it's just, yeah, they're going to be looting already, and they're not even going to make it to their point.
It's going to be a little bit difficult for the teams over here in the southwest side of the map here, who are maybe going to want to make their way towards Foundry, but might fall a little bit short. Now we're looking here at Gnome Darts. They're landing in Atmo Station, and you know, pretty much just starting their loot path. You get a P20 off drop. Maybe not the best of loot unless you get a second one. But that's that support pin I was talking about. And look at how juiced that was. 2 batteries and a blue backpack with a medkit. I mean, you definitely can't skip that.
Yeah, it definitely is like, dancing around with the Nemesis by the looks of it.
Wow, that is absolutely heartbreaking. You dropped the bow check for the Nemesis, and that's okay. I forgive you, Dr. Igneous.
Do you, though?
Maybe a little bit of a grudge held. But with that being said, we're still looking at Scribbles, continuing the loot path, R9, Flatline. You got your cells, you got your little bit, I would say a pretty good starter loadout, as these teams are maybe going to want to look for Evo caches or the Evo harvesters, and then looking at the rotates.
Yeah, I mean, already, I mean, really quiet. It's a really quiet side. We don't see much really happening. You know, I mean, last game already, I think we saw, it slipped my mind, I think Franklin EXO or Phoenix already going in and getting these shots going up, but already a little bit of a slower start. These teams definitely realizing that, okay, wait, we have to play this one slow. We have to think about what we're going to do. We got to strategize. And honestly, I like to see, I mean, they have to play this slow, they have to play this careful, and they have to play it smart.
You most certainly have to pay attention to what you're doing here, as Franklin EXO is going to run up on the Breakerworth team, already pushing up, as the team that is in Breakerworth is already on blues. The Seer is coming out, funnily enough. Not something that we typically see, not very meta, but I mean, it might very well be good here, as Seer does have a silencing ability that is going to be really important to silence Newcastle's passive, as well as Sparrow and Pathfinder's abilities.
Yeah, already a bit of engage happening. Longbow is going to go ahead and miss, get a little bit of damage onto the shield, but they have spotted them out. They have spotted out both teams' position, so honestly, whether or not, I think Yeti Snow Wolves might opt to kind of retreat here. Looks like they are, maybe kind of look for an angle for an escape. But yeah, Pokey, oh, here we go, Franklin EXO already starting up the fight, gonna get a nice crack onto the Seer and the Ash. Quad is gonna go down from the Chaos Storm. And it's just, yeah, Franklin EXO gonna find himself in a little bit of a tough spot right now. There's another shield being cracked up by Ash onto the Ash, but Quad is gonna go rezzed by Pokemon, but he's gonna go ahead and falter himself, as there is a one singular person right there onto back, gonna take a lot of damage, and Quad gonna get that last hit onto Walkman once again.
Very, very difficult situation, but now that the Newcastle is down, you're actually having a lot of opportunities open up. Currently going to be a 2v1, as the team in Breakerworth, Yeti Snow Wolves, is going to be due for a tough spot. The Seer is still in play, but I don't think he can really capitalize off of anything here, as Franklin EXO is going to be looking for the reset.
it's definitely going to be rough. But micro drones detected. It's just, yeah, Pokey is really low. But yeah, the last member of Yeti Snowwolf does fall. Definitely was a very, very close fight coming in from Franklin EXO.
I mean, they did their best. They were able to get the knock onto Quad, and honestly, if they had any sort of nades or extra utility, they most definitely would have been able to capitalize on the opportunity a little bit more. Very, very unfortunate, and I was actually almost expecting the exit of our #1 squad in this Game 6.
Yeah, if they were out right there, it definitely would have given Cougars a chance, or it would have definitely given a chance for a lot of teams to go in and catch up and maybe take them out, because I mean, no extra points being added is devastating for Franklin EXO. But it does look like Franklin Phoenix are kind of faltering up a little bit. I did see Chubb was taken out.
Not great for the Buddy Chubs. Yeti Ice Giants over here in Terraformer, having direct line of sight on our Cougars. The Golden Striker currently out in the open, trying to cross on the opposite side of tunnel, and it seems that Ice Giants actually lost track of where Cougars were.
Yeah, already it looks like they're gonna go in a cave. Might be, yeah, we see Roughnecks Blue, they're hiding around, maybe see if they can catch anyone off guard and ambush them. They do have the gray shield, kind of a little bit of a strat that we see the silver stealth run.
You know, just holding it down, bunkering. They were looking at Cougars. They were maybe considering, is this something that we want to do? Which, you know, having no damage, having no knocks, no entry, maybe not the best idea. Now we are going to see Franklin Phoenix going down, and Friezo is going to be eliminated. That's going to be the end of the run for that team.
Yeah, unfortunate. Now Roughnecks Blacks, Godzilla King is trying to run around, maybe see if he can try and find a beacon. Go in a little bit of a zigzag formation, as unfortunately he was spotted out by a team right behind him. He's going to try and run Arctic Mermaids. They do have their eyes onto him, but there is a third party coming in. Beams taking out Raging Goat, and already it is just, they can't focus onto Godzilla King anymore. They have to realize that someone is here. Someone has ambushed us. They third partied us. We have to fight. We have to take him down. We're in a bad spot. They have the high ground. Gold Stealth and start the engage.
Stealthy they were, as Arctic Mermaids was looking to get that kill onto Godzilla King, but unfortunately it turns out it was them who were being hunted, as Gold Stealth were able to get that one knock, able to get that one finish. They're now going to be back off as they get into another confrontation with the team nearby.
It definitely was really rough for Godzilla King. I mean, he just escaped the fight, but unfortunately, Mr. Tiger King was waiting for him on the other side. He could not escape death as he was eliminated, and that is Rough Blacks out.
We have the Nightshades, winners of our previous game, out with the bow check, and you have that 104. Mind you, 104 without charging the bow check with the grenade. The bow check is the best weapon in the game.
You know what? I think I gotta agree with you. I mean, Junkers definitely knows how to use the bow check. I mean, he is hitting all of these shots, but it doesn't look like he's a big fan of charging it.
Well, you have the frag grenades, but you also have to determine, is it worth wasting the frag grenade? Because you maybe get at most about 7 or 8 arrows before you deplete the charge of that. And we're also going to see Roughnecks Reds as he's trying to make his exit here. And Hazik is going to try to get away, but it's Quad on the Pathfinder, and he's just going to push, and Roughnecks Red are eliminated.
Yeah, already Franklin EXO just going in, just Quad, wasting no time and just going right in and finishing him off. Now, Gnomes Dart, I do believe they are currently 5th place. They are they do spot out a team up on the top of the roof. I think it is I think Jake is Nice and Agent Creeper are being spotted out now. Lime, Lil Raimi Reaper, yeah, he's just sitting up in the back. But there goes Junker.
I believe that's Roughnecks Blue that is currently sitting in that building on the low ground, and Tiger Fox is now making their way towards them, as we also see Junker's team entering the cave on that north side from them. There's going to be a kerfuffle here.
Oh, yeah, already things looking rough. Hanover Horde, they're going to have to bunker up inside this building as a lot of damage was already being dished out. I mean, your Ash is down. You're down a player, and you have no shields. And you try climbing up to the roof, and there is just... Oh... There was Doodles waiting up onto the top, and Quad is going to go ahead and head with new kill lead, opening the door, and immediately lasering Doodles is going to go ahead and hunt him down, maybe take him out as Spiffer does get that final hit onto him, going onto the bottom. Going to use the G7 Scout to finish it off, and yeah, just not looking good at all. Quad is just getting all of these engages, he's getting all of this damage, and Spiffer is just right there to finish it off.
Stencilly trying his best to get away from this, but the G's, you cannot escape the G7 bullets. When you have that many people shooting at you, it's almost impossible to get away. So that's going to be the third party that is almost going to be wiped. And unfortunately, Franklin EXO just has way too much momentum here.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and use that finisher.
Wasn't that sick?
That was pretty sick, I won't lie. But Nightshades over here does spot out Mr. Tiger Fox. But yeah, Spitfire is going to go ahead and be the new kill leader with 5 kills. And honestly, to get the kill leader after you do a finisher like that, you know, that's got to be like, you know, that's tough. Bro. That's tough.
It is tough. It's tough. Factual. Nightshades backing up into Terraformer, maybe realizing that Zone is closing and it is round 2. And they do have the Lifeline, but mind you, Lifeline drone does not work inside of Zone. You need to either have a heat shield, which is not available in our ALGS format, or be inside of Zone. So Lifeline will not be able to save you in this moment here.
Yeah, oh wow, this is that Revenant pounce that you were talking about. It's going to go ahead and find the angle onto Agent Creeper. Going to hit that last hit. And honestly, that pounce is just insane.
You just have so much relocation ability, and now you're going to have Gold Stealth almost back up to full health, as Dart is going to be healing slowly, and I think teammates Beans and Outage are going to be looking at someone nearby. Raging Goat just trying to hide there, trying to make the least amount of noise as possible, as Gold Stealth still hasn't noticed. Spoke too soon.
Oh, you spoke too soon, and there goes Raging Goat. He almost was able to just hide away. Maybe if I stand still long enough, they won't see me, but unfortunately, they saw you.
Outage still looking. He's not quite able to get to that loot box. A little bit of an awkward geometry here, and maybe just looking for whatever loot.
Oh, but here comes Gnome's Dart, catching these guys out off guard. Gonna go try and hunt them down. There's that Bolcha coming in. The Sparrow, extra 10 arrows, might be proven a little bit useful. He's trying to hit these shots, but it's unfortunately just missing him.
It currently looks like Zone is pulling back towards Stasis Array. Maybe a little bit of a different zone, but definitely in the same direction, as we're going to be seeing people in that entrance, that sort of balcony that we were noticing earlier that EXOCLAN was getting the Kraber shots onto.
Yeah, I mean, here comes the round 3 is going to be starting up. Yeah, Gnome's Dart going to be in a pretty good spot right here, having his high ground. Zone is pretty far from them, though, so they're going to have to, you know, do a little bit of a marathon to go in and get on the other side.
You got to run. You definitely got to run, and you got to be careful here, because Conduit, while she is a support legend, is not able to get that reset in the same way that Lifeline or Newcastle do in a more of a passive action.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at the kill feed, I mean, Franklin EXO are just getting kills more and more as the game goes on. They just get more and more. And Gnome's Dart, finding himself in a tough spot, they're going to go ahead and just see if they can take a new angle. I mean, there's a team on your left and a team on your right. Spitfire is going to have that red helmet. He's going to have that red shield. It's just insane.
I mean, these are definitely the stars of our lobby. They're just looking for team after team, and they're going from A to B, looking for those kills wherever they can. Spitfire already on the red helmet. Might have found a care package or maybe the mythic bin, but you look at that, Franklin EXO currently with the 10 KP, and that's the one thing about Sparrow's utility is that his darts are able to scan survey beacons. So EXO knows the people who are inbound, people who are close, and the teams that they are able to fight as they are closing in on Dino Shark and Easton.
Yeah, that's going to be a big advantage, and honestly, they are unaware. Quad, it looks like he's going to go ahead and start off this fight, and a decent chunk of damage. Spitfire is right there. Walmart Fish is going to get taken out as Spitfire starts up this battle with the triple take. He did get a care package. Pokey is going to go ahead and just jiggle around this fight, and Quad just, unfortunately, for Silver Stealth, they were unable to find a proper angle. They were unable to get a decent hold, and Spitfire is going to get the last kill onto him.
It's a difficult spot here because you have the Lifeline, but you don't have any controllers that are able to hold down buildings and bunker down. Ideally, you would have your Watsons, you would have your Catalyst, but when you have an oppressive character such as Sparrow, where he can stinger you bolt from behind cover, it's over. It's over, and EXOCLAN is already looking for their next prey.
Yeah, it doesn't look the Franklin Expo are not waiting any longer, as already Dead Rider is going to go ahead and take out Quad once again, getting all of these kills, and Franklin EXO once again on the hunt to try and find it. They find DJ Fort Pro, and that is Ice Giants gone away from the game. Any chance of getting this win is out.
Zone closing. EXO currently on the far side of ring, but they see people making their way in. Maybe just want to take a moment, breathe, just heal up for a moment, because they definitely might have the advantage here as they're able to bunker down.
Yeah, and already, I mean, just the kills do not stop coming in from Franklin Expo as they have finally found Mr. Tiger Fox. Roughneck Blue was taking out Pokey, getting that last hit onto Lil Raimi Reaper. And it's just not looking rough for everyone else right now. Franklin Expo are just so incredibly dominant right now. They have control of almost everywhere they are. And it looks like a little bit of a cage coming ahead, and Scribbles is going to go ahead and take it down. Spiffer is going to go ahead and he's going to get taken down. Is going to get res over from Quad, and here's Pokey getting that last kill, and there's that Gnome Darts getting taken out.
Unfortunate. The Newcastle was just able to back away with the knockdown shield, and that's another 3 KP that's going to be added to the total for Franklin Exo. The Newcastle, the Sparrow, the Pathfinder. It's just a perfect combination for the playstyles from this team. Now we are seeing Nightshades very close to final zone, in a very advantageous position, and they're able to actually get in a direct confrontation, possibly with Exo. Now, you never know what's going to happen with the Kraber in play, as we're going to be seeing.
Ooh. Unfortunately misses the shot, and Spiffer is there to fire some right back at him. Does get the shot though, headshot, 150.
Spiffer goes down. Spiffer is currently out, and Newcastle has already exhausted his Newcastle wall. So currently, if Nightshades is able to push up on that and prevent that reset, which it seems like they're going to be able to get off, I mean, Franklin might actually be in a difficult spot here.
Yeah, Franklin Exo once again find themselves in another rough spot. Teams all over around them. They have to fight for their lives once again, but they do have the utility that they need. They got all the shield batteries, they got all the med kits, and they got everything. I mean, they are going to be standing in a pretty decent spot, even though there are just teams all around just looking right at them.
And Quad still has a Kraber. He's able to fight back, he's able to shoot back, and he's looking for this middle area here in Gardens.
Over here, Cougars, finally we get a look at the Cougars. They are just, you know, sitting comfortably, just playing a little bit for placement right now, and Gold Stealth just, yeah, he's going to use that pounce, just go ahead. He's going to get the knock onto Flooper Kid right now. Might get a push happening.
Most definitely been a little bit quiet, as Gold Stealth is currently on the height of one of the members from Cougars, and Golden Striker is going to be going down at the moment in 6th place.
Oh yeah, Dart is going to take a lot of damage just to high ground. It's just going to be rough for him to be able to get anything going on. Beans is, oh yeah, Outage going to have to use that pounce to go and get into cover. He's just in a really tough spot right now. Look at this. Look at where they are, and look at where they are. Just looking over at Junkers. They have that little corner to play around, and Zero and Vibes are just there, eyes locked in on them.
It was definitely a little bit of a quiet game coming out of Cougars up until that point. I was maybe expecting that they were just trying to play for that final zone, but Gold Stealth was simply able to get that high ground off of their balcony building, and unfortunately it's going to be only Moth, the Rampart player from Cougars, that's going to be still up. That is our 2nd place team, and they're really just playing for placement, trying to make sure they can hold on to their 2nd place in this tournament.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be rough around this ring because of how open that it is right now. Not going to be that many good cover. I mean, maybe a box, maybe a generator every here and there, but even then, is that even going to be enough to try? Especially with the fact that almost everybody here has a Bojack with a frag grenade. I mean, that explosion is going to make things so incredibly rough for you. Here's Quad with the Kraber.
Lifeline Halo about to go down.
Oh! That's that patience. Quad gonna get a nice headshot, 210, and it's gonna take him out. What an incredible shot.
Now they're not able to secure the knock yet, as Lifeline is able to get that knock, or able to get the revive, but Agent Creeper, gonna get knocked as he just bounces way too high.
Yeah, and already they look and they find Raging Goat, and that is Cougars Gold are gone. Spiffer getting the last kill onto Moth, and then Arctic Mermaids being eliminated. Franklin Exo just getting all of these kills. Now here's that Sheila, maybe trying to see if he can break down the lifeline by blood. That just gives them the opportunity. That gives Gold Stealth the opportunity they need to sneak on right behind them and take him out. Now this is just 2 squads. This is it. This is the final one. Night Furies are gone, and it is just Gold Stealth versus Franklin Exo for the title.
Right now, Gold Stealth needs to go in. They're currently trying to heal, trying to reset, and it seems that they're waiting too long.
Quad does get a headshot, does get a down onto Outagen right now. They are going to use the advantage to go ahead and get this push going on. Spitfire is going to go ahead and try and get maybe a little bit of zoning damage, but things are just, they're looking rough. He has to pop that shield battery, and he has to heal. There's that lifeline. Just shields are going down over and over again. There's that shield broken from Pathfinder Quad. Finding himself in a tough spot now, and Gold Stealth are just falling one by one. Spitfire starts it off, getting the kill, and Pokey gets the kill onto Beans. It is just up to one person now. They're both so incredibly low. This is it. This is it. Alice needs to get it, but unfortunately for him, Franklin Exo take the title and are your champions.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my! 30!
Nightshades in 4th with 1. Arctic Mermaids in 5th with 0. Cougars Gold 6-1. Gnome Darts 7-8.
You've come such a long way.
Yeah, mom had some big feelings, so she started crying because you did so well, bro.
Yep. Where are we going? Are we going somewhere?
Yeah, we gotta go to the fortress.
So are we going to the other place now?
Yes, the
For
fortress.
awards?
But people are now going to be exiting the venue and heading over here to the fortress for the awards ceremony in not long. Exciting.
Going to the fortress.
Didn't know where they were, but just the fact that they were knocked and we were able to spot them out, just, you know, it definitely is a kind of a rough, heartbreaking defeat.
Of course.
You had it in the palm of your hands.
Most definitely, most definitely. I mean, there might even be some people here on the Full Sail campus that might be into gnoming as we see that person standing on the grass.
again with the gnoming.
Yeah, of course. We gotta turn it into a trend. Is this a KFC? That is an awesome gamer tag.
Yeah. You know what?
That was good. Igneous, Junkers, well done, guys. Well done. Come on over to the fortress. You guys played your hearts out. Well done.
I gotta say, Junkers was exceptional with the bow check. I mean, all those headshots he was hitting, it was definitely nice.
Oh, it was phenomenal. I mean, he hit important shots, and I think it was just that the fact that they had to close the gap so quickly. Otherwise, they would have the team that they were shooting at would have been able to reset. That was maybe the little bit of a difficult part. I mean, how do you flip the script? How do you go from being defensive to getting damage out to suddenly making that pivot in a single instance and getting that sort of aggressive type mood going?
Yeah, I mean, you know, oh, hold on, wait, I want to take a look and see who else is here. Is that
Hello, what's good? How are you doing, guys? Make your way over. I like the Yoshi shirt. That's cool.
Oh, that is actually really nice, yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Hello, everyone.
Is that a gnome? Look, it's a gnome.
Oh, gnomes.
A gnome.
Can you stand in grass?
Can you stand in grass? I mean, probably. I mean, if you're a gnome, that's, you know, you gotta stand in grass. I want to do that.
Hey, that's our roaming host, Scoober.
Oh, Scooby!
Scooby, how you doing, Scooby?
We have spotted a wild Scooby walking around with a microphone ready. Yeah,
that's that guy. Oh, well, I mean, it's not turned on quite yet.
Ah. Well, you know, we'll hear a couple words from him soon. You know, what a lad, what a guy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just look at everyone walking over. Important to stay hydrated, everyone. Remember to drink water. You know, it's a hot day here in the Central Florida. So just make sure to stay hydrated. And, you know, we still have more games going on. What's happening now that we're done with Apex?
Now that Apex is done, we're going to go ahead and move on over to Overwatch.
Okay. And who's doing that?
I don't know. I think they're gonna be some really cool, handsome dudes. Honestly.
You know which? Do you know which one? Was there a PB?
No, I don't think there was.
Oh man, that's tough. Probably not me.
Yeah, no.
I'm kidding. As we keep going, and let me just.
Yes. Whoa, it is.
It's an intense performance we in. So maybe you forget about having fun, but I think every single team. Oh yeah, that's awesome. These are really milking it. Oh yeah. Speaking of, I'm kidding. All right, we're having more and more people.
That's Gnome Hat. What's good, Gnome Hat? How you doing? I like the Gnome Hat. It's really cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. There you go, dude. Oh, he's even got a little vest on. I like it.
Beautiful.
Spectre to the goats. What's that on the right? I don't know what that is. Just trying to look. I mean, Spectre of the Goats. Truthfully.
Respect to the goats.
They are. Spectre. Oh, okay, guys. All right.
Yeah.
Outage, Dart, Beans. Dude, okay. I loved seeing Beans. Anytime Beans was on the screen, I had a lot of fun. Being able to yell out Beans was so it was so much fun.
You know, that reminds me of during the Octane series when there was a guy, Freddy Fazbear.
Freddy Fazbear used to be a person I competed with in Octane.
Yeah, Freddy Fazbear. So when he went on Engage, he used to be like, Freddy Fazbear is going in.
He's actually disgusting at the game.
He is.
Yeah, he was. That was not a highlight of my career. No.
You lose to Freddy Fazbear.
Wait, almost there. Wait, look down to the left a little bit more. Wait, a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Hey!
Amazing.
I love it. Love it. Oh wait, he even has eyebrows on there too.
Oh yeah, I see that. Nice.
I've been playing Apex for a long time, and I just want to know, will you guys carry me to Preds or what's up? Because that was insane. 30 kills is insane. But while we wait for winners, you're going to be getting the medal, right? And then second place gets this cool. Yeah, do the Vanna White. I love it. And then our first place gets the shiny one. So pretty fun. So without further ado, I think we'll bring out our third place team. Is everybody ready to hear who it is? In third place in Apex Legends at the XP League North American Finals 2025, it's the Augusta Gnome Stars. Second. Right, whoever said second in the front. All right, well, let's...
Great. No matter what you think of it, it was great. All of it was very, very well done. Right? We won 2 games. We won... That was great. Yeah. We won. Let's go down third. Like I said, all the...
Oh, sorry. I'm stepping on you.
Hey, hold on.
That's the gnome.
All right, let's do it. Say hi.
Yo guys, remember my dad doing this last year? He still did it this year. Now he's passing it on to me. I'm the new gnome. Let's get it.